This will crash my phone for sure. Hi, my name is Nom, and today I am going to discuss the series made by Foxymations. I'm gonna do my best and make this as short as I can and cover up the whole series, how it's supposed to be from the start and to the end. Before we get to the video, I have to warn, there will be mention of suicide, a lot of dead people appearing, loud noises, jump scares, flashing lights, all this in a horror series, of course. The series starts with a mother goat warning her little goat children about a wolf lurking in the woods. She tells her kids not to open the doors to the wolf, only when she returned they could open it again. The wolf is described with haunting eyes, sharp claws, a very odd appearance honestly. The mother leaves and the little goats are left without supervision, of course. When their mother finds all the food, she sadly runs into the wolf himself at night. The mother begs the wolf to leave her children alone, but the wolf has already other plans, so he definitely will not. And what happens to the mother? Well, of course, the mother dies. What else could happen? The goats discuss whether yes or not go search for the mother, but before they can get to anything, the wolf appears and breaks in through the window. The goats try to hide, but most of them fail. Later on, some of them find a camera and try to record everything, but end up dying in the process of running away from the wolf. In between all of that happening, the dead goats reunite with their dead mother, and all of the souls are now owned by a new character. The new character that appears will be discussed later on because it will be revealed there, so I'm not spoiling anything for now. Thankfully, the recording does reach someone, and here we have Hansel, who is the hunter of our series, who says to his sister he's going to hunt a wolf and will be back soon. And that's the end of the first episode. Next, I'm covering Little Red Hood. A girl gets sent by her mother at night to her grandma to bring her candies because grandma is sick. That surely will end well. The Little Red Hood navigates through the woods, and what does the little girl find? Dead animals everywhere, just dead. But guess what happens with the rabbit?
He did it. You need to run. Get out of here as fast as you can. Go now.
The wolf slowly approaches the girl as the rule her mother set up appears on the screen. Don't talk to strangers. That's the only rule she has to follow, and in fact, she doesn't. The wolf manipulates Little Red Hood to believing he's a friend, and she in fact tells him where she's going, that she's going to her grandma. Big stupid move, you dumb little girl. The wolf said, I'll take care of grandma, trust me, and literally ran into the house. Somehow he knew the directions. The grandma hears the knocking, questioning who is at her door at this hour, and that's the wolf. Ew, why are you so ugly, man? The wolf, of course, kills grandma on the spot. What else could he be doing? The girl thinks she can hide from the wolf with her granny, but little does she know her granny is dead. And soon enough she ends up dead like her grandma. And guess what? The mother also dies to the wolf. As everyone in the episode ends up dead, in the next one there appears a question on the screen. Where were you? To the hunter, Hansel. Hansel easily navigates through the woods as is a no issue due to his hunter skills. But next thing we know, he finds the dead animals like Little Red Hood did last episode. And guess what? One of the animals has a message for him.
He's not just a wolf. You need to kill him. He has our souls. Save me, please.
Oh, hell no. Hansel then finds the house of the victim, which is the mother. I fucking hate her. Then finds a note with the warning that he will be next. And the note is not mistaken. Hansel shoots the wolf, but it easily just runs off. Where does he run off? Behind Hansel. The wolf claws at his face, but not enough harm to actually kill him, which is actually an important thing in the story. No matter how many bullets he uses, it cannot harm the wolf. The only idea Hansel had was to run off and hide from the wolf, but wasn't very effective. Hansel managed to hide in the house belonging to the granny and in fact finds the body of Red Hood, and after that he finds the dead granny and meets his fate. Because you know what? The wolf can easily get in through the window, as I didn't mention it earlier. But of course, Hansel is done for. The episode ends with the souls of the mother, the Red Hood, and Granny basically guilt-stripping Hansel because he didn't save him. Which, kinda sucks, man. Kinda sucks. Next up, we have Three Little Pigs, which is a game-like video where we help three little pigs build their homes. One out of hay, other out of sticks, and other out of bricks. All of this to hide from the wolf who is about to get all of them. The task is simple. Help each pig build their house using either hay, sticks, or the bricks. At first you have to choose the hay to build the house with the little pig. At night the wolf approaches the first pig and of course breaks in and kills it on the spot. Once again we help another pig, the second one, who has a house out of sticks. Once again the wolf approaches the house, and this time it's not the wolf killing the pig, but the pig kills himself after seeing his first brother dead. Of course, the third pig builds its house, but it has one extra task to do: find fuel and a lighter to set his house on fire, sacrificing himself and killing the wolf to free all of the souls that have been trapped by the wolf. The pig starts to taunt at the wolf to come in, and the wolf in fact goes in, but what it didn't expect is the fact that the pig was ready to bring doom to both himself and the wolf. And this episode basically ends in flames of both the pig and the wolf dying in that fire and freeing all of the souls that have been captured. The wolf then goes on saying some things that I will not explain because I do not want to. This video is getting too long on itself by myself talking. But the way this ends is the fact that somebody takes the body of the wolf, and that's the end of the episode for now. And here we are at the last episode, which starts with the sight of Gretel sleeping soundly in her bed. But something happens. A photo of her and her brother breaks, which wakes her up. And what does she see? Damn hallucinations that lead her to a gingerbread house where she meets a witch that explains the whole story about the wolf that was roaming around the woods. The wolf was a simple boy that was just bullied by everyone, and in the end got his house burned down by the kids, and in rage he killed everyone and came to the witch to gain more power. And what did he ask for? He asked to become a wolf. He brought her a dead wolf and in fact the witch turned him into the wolf. And that's honestly a wild story. Of course, we know the fact that fire was the only thing that could kill him, but many didn't know that, which is why everyone ended up dead or missing in the first place. Gretel wanted to leave the witch, but in fact, outside was a nasty storm, so she stayed the night, which big mistake. Gretel wakes up from a nightmare where she saw her brother being dead, and it gave her a reason to actually go look for him because she wasn't sure if he actually was dead. And in fact, the girl is correct. He is not dead, like I mentioned early in the video. Gretel finds a book where it explains the way to kill the witch. A shot on the head, in the shoulder, and then the heart. And that's all it takes. Somehow she's not very powerful as she looks. Gretel gets knocked out by the witch and finds herself tied to a chair. And the witch explains all the things that have been happening is actually her doing. She made the wolf do the things for the souls, and what happens next is kind of a sad sight because I really like Hansel as the character. After the big reveal what happened to her brother, soon enough the brother stops living because what the witch does. Even if she's not powerful with spells, she's actually really strong, how it proves here, I guess. I can only hope the therapy bill for Gretel will not be like $200 or such, but what happens next is she actually frees herself from the ties and kills the witch on the spot. Now the witch starts to ramp about the whole thing, and it kinda is boring to me. The only thing hilarious is the way she says, "I hope you die." That kinda made me laugh. Gretel thankfully runs out of the place, and later on we see her in front of a grave. That grave belongs to Hansel. Even if she didn't manage to bring in the body, she bought him a grave, left a rose for him, and everything ended well because his soul was free, the witch and the wolf was burning in hell, and that's how the whole series ends, with a happy ending. Never have I thought I would finish this at Friday the 13th, but thank you all so much for watching. This took a long while to make, so if you liked it, drop a like, maybe subscribe if you want to see more, and have a good day or a night. Bye!